Hi heathens! So as you can tell from the title, today is a video that I have not done this, obviously I haven't done this exact video, but I haven't done this kind of video in quite some time. Because for those of you who do not know, for a better part of last year, Michael was unemployed, so I was not doing a lot of like shop with me type videos. And while this isn't necessarily a shop with me, it's obviously my little mini haul that I managed to snag this weekend from Burke's. So if you don't know, Burke's outlet is, in my opinion, very similar to like Burlington Coat Factory, Ross, TJ Maxx, that kind of stuff. They take what seems like overstock or maybe last season's items, and they sell them at a reduced price. So Burke's typically has a very small selection of makeup, and my Burke's, I typically don't find anything that I can use or that appeals to me. But I got lucky when I was there this past weekend and found a few things. So I'm going to show y'all. We are going to do some swatches, and yeah, spoiler, I found two foundations. If one of them seems like it is going to be a good fit, I might try it on in this video. And we're gonna see. So the first item that I found, I got two of the same thing, just in a different color. It is the Cover FX Shimmer Veils, and I got them both for $3.99. One is in the shade Moonstone, and the other is in the shade Halo. And I'll show you both of them out of the box and swatch them. And I have one in the shade Celestial that I received, I believe, in a BoxyCharm quite a while back. It was some time ago. But it's just like these little liquid eyeshadow toppers. I want to call it a topper because they're very pretty, but they're not like, I smelled something funny for a second and I thought it was that. I freaked out. They're not like the most pigmented item, but they're really pretty. So I have that one. That was the one that I already had. So this is the first one that I got from Burke's, which is the shade Moonstone. I don't know if you'll even be able to see the bottom here, but oh, such a satisfying sound. Ooh, that one's pretty. It definitely has a little more pigmentation behind it than the one that I already owned. And then we have Halo, which I assume is going to have less pigmentation, or at least a different type, because it's like this white, white iridescent-y almost. Get a little another ASMR moment if we can. Oh, yeah. Let's swatch that right beside the other one. Yeah, it has like a shifty, almost pinky blue type vibe. So let's put one of those on my eyeballs. I'm sure my eyeshadow is a little worse for wear since I've been wearing it since 7 o'clock this morning, and it's like probably 5:30ish now. So I'm gonna go in with Moonstone. All I did was like evened out my eyeshadow. Ignore how dark this one looks on the outside. There's a bunch of mascara on my eye because I got carried away this morning while I was doing my mascara. So I'm just going to cover the whole like inner half of the eye with it, and then pat out using the doe foot as it gets closer to my original eyeshadow. I think it's very pretty. Use my finger a little bit on that edge because I took it a little lower than I anticipated. Like, that's not what I meant. I took it further than I anticipated on the bottom. That's very pretty. I'm sure on me, it's going to crease pretty quickly. I don't remember how the original one that I owned wore. So I'm not sure if I even gave it a full day wear. Or if I've only worn it on quick little ventures and then not looked again for like 13 hours, which obviously by that point everything creases. My eyes are very prone to my eyeshadow creasing. It seems like regardless what kind of shadow I use, like the quality, the cost, the amount. So liquid eyeshadows obviously tend to crease pretty quickly or creams, because the formula is much softer and it just like slides right into my eye creases. Alright, we're gonna bring this down just a little in the corner on both eyes. So let me try to give you kind of a close-up. Very, very pretty. Trying to dry it so as to prevent as much creasing as possible, because I'm obviously going to be opening my eyes and blinking for the rest of this video. And this is kind of what they look like on my hand now that they've had a second to sit. Maybe back here you can see a little better. I noticed in my Jeffree Star highlighter video that the colors came through a lot better when I was a little further back. And I think it's because having the light on them can kind of wash them out. I don't even know if that's the right phrasing, but you know what I mean. I hope you know what I mean. Okay, so now for the foundations. I don't know if either of them are going to work, but for the price, I figured why not give them a shot? So the first one that I found is the Burt's Bees Goodness Glows Liquid Makeup, and it is in the shade Porcelain, which is 1005. It looks like it's going to be a pretty good match. And then the second shade I found is also in the shade Porcelain, but looking at the top, I'm a little questionable. It is the Coors Anti-Aging Foundation. It says it has quercetin and oak. I don't know what that first word is. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. But that is the top, 00 Porcelain. But if you put that next to this Porcelain, they very much do not look to be the same shade. So we will have to see. So the Burt's Bees ones obviously has never been used, which I feel like I need to say because it did not come with any kind of seal. Like, it looks like here on the back, I don't know if you're going to be able to see, but there is tape on the lid where it was at one point connected, but I did not have to twist it to disconnect. It just popped right off. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I got this for $4.99, and then the Coors one was $7.99. So a little more expensive, but I know Coors is a little more expensive of a brand. So I'm going to put these on the back of my other hand where I did not swatch the Shimmer veils. So this is what it looks like, the Burt's Bees, before I spread it out a little bit. Okay, yeah, that looks like that's going to be quite a good shade match, actually. I'll show you in a second. I'm trying to get a makeup wipe before I get what's on my finger literally everywhere. Okay. Because otherwise I'd start touching stuff and it would get really gross really fast. Okay, so this is what it looks like. So we got a pretty good shade match. And now for the Coors. I haven't even opened this box, so I don't know if the foundation's like used or what it looks like. I think this is gonna be a little too dark. It is frosted glass, so there's a chance that it just looks a little darker. It does say shake well before use, so we are gonna give it a shake. Again, lid just pops right off, but it doesn't look used. That's what I was gonna say. Ooh, can you hear that? I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. But with stores like this, or Ross or TJ Maxx, you do have to be careful if it's not in one of those like security things, because a lot of them can be like swatched or broken, or, you know, I know there are plenty of people that, yeah, that already looks pretty dark for me. There are plenty of people that don't mind if a palette is like swatched, because you can take it home and clean it if you know how. You know, it's a little orange, but if it doesn't oxidize, I might be able to make it work, actually. So, and this is another funny thing about the makeup industry. Both of those are the shade Porcelain. They are very clearly not the same shade. So if we could just like all get on the same page that you should go from very pale to very deep, and that all undertones should be like touched on, and oh, it's turning orange. Oh, I'm glad I waited a second. That is for someone with fair skin, or light skin, excuse me, with a very warm undertone, which is not me. So, I actually think I'd really like the finish, but it is quite obviously not a good shade match for me. That light may even make it look like it is, but I promise you it is not. Yeah, I could make it work if I was wearing like a full-on turtleneck and all of the rest of my skin was covered. But I don't wear a turtleneck, so mock neck like this is as good as I can get. It's still got a little bit of breathability for it. Speaking of, I had to buy this in a 3X to make sure that I had the amount of neck breathability that I wanted, because I cannot do when shirts are very, very tight around the neck. I have no idea where my foundation brush is all of a sudden. Is it back here? Yeah, okay. Just kidding. False alarm! Alright, so we're going to try this Burt's Bees one and see. Probably shouldn't have wiped it off my hand. I should have just used that for my face, but, you know, I never claimed to be smart. We're just going to start with a pump and see how that spreads. As always, I'm going to kind of spread it around my hand just a little, and then I'm going to take it and start. See, my face is so red that it makes it look like this is not going to be, or that this is going to be too light, which is one of the reasons that I kind of hate trying to like shade match like that, because once it's all spread out and everything's evened, it looks a lot different. I'm very jealous of people who can just slide a finger covered in foundation down their face and be like, oh, yep, that's exactly my shade. Because sometimes I look at it and I'm like, I have to remember that my face is much pinker, especially since I don't think that I actually have a like pink red undertone. I think I just have flushed skin. Because neutral undertones seem to flatter me the most, but I also could be completely wrong, because maybe I don't see myself the way I'll do, because I know, like, body-wise, I don't. Yeah, this foundation definitely has some kind of scent. It's not strong, but it keeps just wafting up into my nose, like just enough for me to be like, what is that? I can't even place what the scent is. So if you've ever used this foundation and you can help me out, let me know down below. I'm going to have to find a home for that Coors foundation. because I'm not the one, unfortunately. I mean, it was a steal for that price. I can't complain. I'll either rehome it to someone I know and feel like it isn't a loss, or I'll just sell it for like $10, since that's essentially what I paid for it. And, you know, we'll be all good. Because whoever gets it, if I do sell it, you know, they're getting a good deal. Because I don't know, because this is my issue sometimes when I'm at TJ Maxx too. I don't always know how accurate the compare at prices are, because this says compare at 20. I don't know that that's true, and the only reason that I'm a little skeptical is because I've seen things there that, like, I know for a fact don't retail for the compare at value. Like, I've seen those little, what is it, like 8 or 10 pan profusion ones that I believe are like $10 or $12, and they've said like compare at 17 or 18, and I'm like, no. Like, you're still getting them for cheaper, but it makes you think that you're getting an even better deal than you are. Whereas, like, if you just had a coupon or like a promo code, I don't even know if Profusion does that. They were just the first brand that popped in my head. If you had like a promo code for their website, or waited until they did a sale with like 20 or 30% off or whatever, you could get it from them at the exact same price. You know what I mean? I don't know. The Shimmer veils, $4. You can't beat. It says compare at 10. Again, I think that they're worth more than that, but I've never bought one like full price from Cover FX, so I cannot say with 100% certainty. Also, I think I really like this foundation, actually. The match is pretty good. Like, we're not looking too ghostly. It's sitting on my face really well, minus that dry patch on my nose, which I'll try to give you a close-up of. But literally any foundation I've been wearing lately has sat funny on my nose because I have that dry patch right now. And as you saw, it's not like I added extra moisturizer. That was a weird way to say that. It's not like I added extra moisturizer to my face before putting it on. Oh, it's dried down nicely, so I may not even need to set it. I was afraid that it was one that I'd have to set because it is called the Goodness Glows, but I feel like the level of glow it's giving is really nice. Like, it's not fully matte, but it's not like dewy, because we all know how I feel about a foundation that's too dewy. Can you see, like, I'm happy. Like, I don't mean to sound so surprised, but for $5, I think I found some winners here. So I guess that's it. I only found those 4 items, which, again, if I'm going to my Burke's that's closest to my house, is probably more than I would find on an average day anyway. So I'm pleased. Let me know your thoughts down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe to see more of my content. It means the world to me to know that y'all enjoy my videos, whether it's a thumbs up, a subscription, or a comment. And as always, I will be leaving all of my links down below. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.